Hey everyone, GuardianE here with another live reaction and first impression video for Fire Emblem Heroes. Today, we are getting the reveal of the next set of special heroes that will be introduced next week. We got a sneak peek of who would be in this banner from the Faye channel. It was going to be the little baby Marth and little baby Caeda, I believe. So expect a kid-oriented banner in general, just child characters. And the special heroes, the title of the banner is The Start of It All. So let's go ahead and watch it together for the first time. Let's adjust the volume here so it doesn't blast everybody's ears open. And let's go ahead and watch it blind. Here we go. Might be a little loud. I'm going to try to cut it a little bit. I'm going to look away until after the splash. So I'm looking away right now. I'm going to look back right now. Okay, Legacied hero. We knew this guy was coming. Here he is. He's young. He's bright. Look at his smile. It is Marth. Even his sprite looks tiny. Rapier, Hero's Blood, Chill Defense, Speed Defense 03. For Altea. Princess of Talys. Okay, so here's baby Caeda. So she is going to be a flyer. Feather Sword. I see. Oh, wow, it's effective against... Okay, well... I wasn't used to seeing all those symbols next to effective against. Okay. Up next is going to be Changing Winds. Hello. It looks like it is going to be little baby Merric. Wow, Yuri Lowenthal is voicing 2 characters on this banner. At least. We haven't seen the third one yet. Winds of Change. I like his hat. And last but not... Sisterly Trio? We're getting a trio character? Palla. Okay, it's Palla, but it's 3 of them. Flying Lancer. Oh my god, Est is literally a baby. White Down Spear, Mirror Impact, Chill Attack Speed 2. Alright. So she is technically a duo unit, even though she's a trio unit. Let's pause. Well, no, let's keep going, because I don't want to, I don't know, mess with it playing. This is just a reaction part we'll analyze afterwards. That's a very cute pose with all 3 of them. So they have increased movement ability. Oh, wow. Alright. And then attacking. Okay, alright. So Paralog Story, The Start of It All. We are getting a child banner. This is interesting. Let's pause here real quick and see who else is on here. Is that baby Minerva? I'm guessing it's baby Minerva, because Minerva is one of the few Gen 1 units that I don't own, so I don't actually know exactly what her sprite looks like by heart. So I'm assuming that is going to be a baby Minerva that we will get for free, potentially via the Tempest Trials. Let's pause here real quick. Available on the 20th of April, so that will be on Monday, I believe, all the way until May 19th. So basically 1 full month. These special heroes may or may not appear in a summoning event held in the future. Marth is also available as part of the 4-star focus. So Marth will be a 4-star focus unit. That is interesting. And then for more details, yada yada. Okay, all right. Solid all around. Let's just make sure there aren't any surprises at the end of the trailer that Nintendo has done in the past, but will not be doing today. Okay. So let's take a quick look. Caeda and Marth we already knew from the Faye channel, of course. Merric, I'm sure there are fans of Merric out there that are very excited. I'm going to be honest, I'm not really one of them, but you know what? That's fine for Merric fans out there. I gotta say, I love the idea of the White Wings being a duo unit, or, / trio unit. I'm not in love with the fact that they're kids. I would have loved to have an adult version of the Pegasus sisters together, but, baby steps, right? Get it? Baby steps? Yeah, anyway. So I'm honestly pretty excited for... We'll take another look at the skills and everything. We'll just kind of focus on the new skills, because I'm already late to the party with this trailer, and I kind of want to move this along, because I'm already late, and I just don't want to stall this too much, but we'll take a look at specifically you know, the unique skills and the new skills that are available for each unit and kind of how it synergizes. I am kind of excited for the White Wings. Again, not my I would have preferred them to be adults, but they are super cute. Can't deny that. So let's go ahead, rewind, take another look at the trailer, and analyze the skills themselves. All right, it all started with them. Special heroes to battle. So we're starting with Marth, right? Yeah, Legacied hero. So this is going to be the 4-star focus, which means it's going to be very easy to merge him up. Now, he's an infantry sword unit, so I mean, we have a lot of those. But regardless, Rapier is his weapon. That's not new. I guess this is him training, right? So it's a 16 might weapon. Effective against armored and cavalry foes. Grants speed +3. If unit's HP is less than or equal to 75%, foe initiates combat. Unit can counterattack before foe's first attack. So it has built-in Vantage, speed +3, dual effectiveness against armored and cavalry foes. Not bad at all. Obviously, that's not a new weapon. We've seen that before. But he does have it, and it's not inheritable. Hero's Blood for his special. It's a 2 cooldown special. Boosts damage by 30% of unit speed. Nice. Grants attack speed, defense, res +4 to unit and all allies in one space after combat. Bonus granted to allies even after unit's HP reaches 0. Isn't this just Fire Emblem? Like Marth's adult legendary Marth special, which is called Fire Emblem. Isn't it almost the same? Maybe there's like something that's different. I'm not sure. Maybe there's a different cooldown or something like that. But I know Marth's legendary version has Fire Emblem, which is his own unique special, which is very similar to this. So maybe the idea is that this evolves into Fire Emblem once he has the Fire Emblem. Chill defense for the B slot. Speed defense, Oath 3 for the C slot. At start of turn, if unit is adjacent to an ally, grants speed defense +5 to unit for 1 turn. I mean, that's not bad. I mean, at the end of the day, it feels like they're just trying to like fill out the rest of the Oath skills, and so they slap that on the 4-star focus unit of this banner, which is fine. He has, honestly, good stuff. I mean, for a 4-star focus, for a seasonal. Now, he's not going to be dropped into the regular pool, but that means that he is going to be a very, very easy +10 project for anybody that decides to pull on red on this banner. So, Rapier is good. It's a good weapon. Hero's Blood is a very good special. So he has the core pieces to build him into a very excellent unit. Again, he is a sword infantry unit, so it's not as though there's a huge demand for those. But certainly, you know, he can definitely, I think, be a force to be reckoned with on the battlefield should you choose to merge him. So let's keep going. Probably the least eventful unit since he has a 4-star focus, but even so, he's got good stuff, which is surprising. So next we've got the Princess of Talys. So she is going to reprise her role as a flyer, and she's going to be a flying sword user, which is nice. I mean, just like her core version. So we'll pause here. Feather Swords and 16 might weapon. So this is what gave me pause last time when we watched it the first time through, is because all of those effectivenesses. So grants attack +3, effective against sword, lance, axe, colorless bow, and armored foes. That's really, if foe initiates combat and is armored, or uses a sword, lance, axe, or colorless bow. Or if unit's HP is less than or equal to 75%, unit can counterattack before foe's first attack. So it has built-in Vantage on the conditional Vantage. The Vantage is conditioned upon the health requirement, health threshold, which is fine. I mean, that's standard fare. But an alternative way of activating Vantage is if a foe initiates combat and is armored. So that's just one. So if it's an armored foe, regardless, the armored foe will she will counterattack first. Sword, lance, axe, or colorless bow. So that means any melee weapon plus regular colorless bow. So any physical attacker, I guess is what it's getting at. So she will auto-vantage against any physical attacker. So that means that she auto-vantages against all armored anything, all physical attackers, regardless of range. And then she also counterattacks against magic users, or she vantages against magic users as long as her health is equal to or less than 75%. So it's a lot of outs for Vantage to be activated. Attack +3 to start is solid. And then the fact that its effective damage against sword, lance, axe, colorless bows, and armored foes is absurd. What that means is that the sword is only not effective against mages and dragons, specifically flying cavalry and infantry mages, and infantry and flying dragons. That's it. Those are the only subtypes that, and color bows, actually, color bows and daggers. Oh wait, daggers! I didn't even realize. So daggers also aren't included in here, which is kind of weird. It is kind of weird. So she is susceptible to daggers as well. Anyway, very, very good weapon. Lots of effectiveness. She is effective against more units than not, and that is a very powerful thing. I'm curious how her stats are actually going to reflect that. They may give her really low attack in order to compensate for the fact that she has effective damage against most units in the game. We'll just have to see how that pans out. But very good. Built-in Vantage. Moonbow. Treats, that's fine. Distant counter. So she has distant counter in the A slot. There is another source of distant counter. It's seasonal, so not going to be in the regular pool, unfortunately. But I mean, she's great for the fact that she has distant counter. Belief in Love is her unique B slot skill. If foe initiates combat or if foe's HP is equal to 100% at start of combat, inflicts attack defense -5 on foe during combat. So again, this whole notion of Caeda tanking attacks, or rather being enemy bait. So an enemy will attack into her, she will vantage, right? And in most cases, she will vantage, she'll have effective damage, and it'll inflict attack defense -5 on the foe during combat, and in-combat debuff as well. That would have been enough if it's just like if foe initiated combat, but it's actually if foe's HP is 100% at the start of combat. So Belief in Love actually has an effect if Caeda attacks into an enemy as well. It also has that in-combat debuff, which is pretty strong. I mean, it's solid for sure. Joint Hone Attack, yeah, we know that. So, Caeda honestly has some really good stuff. Really kind of, it's going to be hinging entirely upon her stat line, because obviously Feather Sword is not inheritable. Belief in Love is not inheritable. I would be very surprised if they released a unit like her and gave her a very substandard stat line. But at the same time, I feel like if they had balance in mind, that might be something that they would do. So I guess that's just something to think about. Let's keep going. Take a look at Caeda attacking. Aw, she just wants peace. Okay. Next is Changing Winds. The child unit that everybody was asking for, I guess. Okay. Alright, so let's pause here. I mean, he's stacked. He's got a lot of stuff here. Winds of Change is a green tome, 14 might, effective against flying units. Accelerate special trigger, so it has a slaying killer effect. At start of combat, if a bonus is granted by a skill like Rally or Hone is active on unit, or if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 50%, grants attack speed +5 and neutralizes effects that guarantee foes follow-up attacks and effects that prevent units' follow-up attacks during combat. That's very solid. I mean, it's very strong. There's a ton of different things. It's like a kitchen sink, and all of those things are solid. We can break it down. Killer Slaying effect, always very, very good. Effective against flying foes, that's kind of standard for Merric. At start of combat, if bonus is granted, so if he has a Hone or a Rally on himself, if he has one of those blue number changing buffs on him, or his health is above or equal to 50%. So again, these two very generous conditions that don't really have anything to do with each other. And if either of those are active, that means he gets +5 to attack and speed, which is very good. And then it also neutralizes, like, Vengeful Fighter, Quick Riposte, any guaranteed follow-up attacks on the enemy side, as well as things like Wary Fighter that would prevent him from following up. So that means that he's probably going to have pretty strong offensive stats. I already see that he has Swift Sparrow 3, so he's going to probably naturally double a lot of units, and this is going to allow him to do so unhindered by any skills that would prevent it otherwise. Righteous Wind is his own unique special. It's a 2 cooldown special, boosts damage by 30% of unit speed. Okay, that's just like Marth's. It restores 10 HP to unit and all allies after combat. Really? Healing does not stack if triggered more than once per combat. HP restored to allies even if unit's HP reaches 0. Huh. I mean, to be honest, the 2 cooldown special of 30% of unit speed, given that he is going to be a very speedy unit, is enough. I mean, that's really strong in and of itself. And most speed-based specials are usually, damage that scales off of speed are usually pretty good. The heal is fine. I don't really see that kind of making or breaking anything as far as that's concerned. There might be some cool setups that you can use to, have a trap where somebody takes damage and then you can heal them back to a certain threshold. I don't know, but the reality is that you probably aren't going to need that too much, but it could come in handy, absolutely. Swift Sparrow 3, Wind Sweep 3, Distant Guard 3, so those are all skills that we've seen before. So what that ultimately means is that Wind Sweep 3, just to reflect on this, in combination with Winds of Change, if unit initiates combat, unit cannot make a follow-up attack. So that skill in and of itself prevents Merric from making a follow-up attack, but Winds of Change neutralizes that as long as certain conditions are met. So that downside to Wind Sweep 3 is nullified as long as he meets certain conditions with Winds of Change. If unit speed is greater than foe speed and foe uses a physical weapon, foe cannot counterattack. So what that means is that not only does he prevent follow-up attacks that are auto-activated on the enemy side, he even prevents them from even countering him. He can then just double unhindered because Wind Sweep will be nullified. The effect where he can't make a follow-up attack is nullified by Wings of Change. That is extremely strong. Basically, the combination of skills, I mean, obviously his kit is very, very synergistic, except maybe Distant Guard. I mean, what is Distant Guard doing there? Allies within 2 spaces get +4 to defense and res during combat against ranged units. I think they just kind of slapped that on him. I don't know if it really fits the rest of his kit, but I mean, honestly, he doesn't need it. You could put anything in his C slot. It doesn't really matter. So Merric is very strong. I mean, the combination of the generosity and the conditions for his weapon and his skills, it's solid. This is a solid kit for sure, and he's going to do a lot of damage. I think even if he has moderate stats, and we could probably calculate it here, but okay, so Sisterly Trio. I love that it's Palla. I like having another Palla. Palla is awesome. It is a kid Palla, and the art's really cute. But yeah, I just would have. I'm sorry. I know I sound like a broken record. I just really like Palla, so I would have loved to get like another version of an adult Palla, but that's okay. So White Down Spear, interesting, is going to be her weapon. It's a 16 might weapon. Range is 1. Grants attack +3. That's always pretty good. If the number of flying units on a team is greater than or equal to 3, and unit initiates combat, it inflicts attack and defense -4 on foe during combat, so an in-combat debuff, and unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack. If the number of flying allies within 2 spaces are greater than or equal to 2 and unit initiates combat, unit attacks twice. Really? Okay, that's awesome. I mean, so obviously she's geared towards flying teams. I mean, let's get that out of the way. Attack +3, as long as you have 3 or more flying units on the team, which means you can technically run a hybrid team of like 3 flyers and 1 like grounded dancer or something like that, or armor unit with guidance. I mean, you have some flexibility there. It doesn't have to be a pure Fire Emblem team. But as long as you have at least 3 flyers on the team and Palla attacks into the unit, attack and defense -4 on foe is awesome. That's a in-combat debuff, can't really be nullified in most circumstances. And then unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack, so she will double no matter what. That's such an easy condition to meet because you can control that right at the start. And it's not proximity based at all. As long as you have 3 flying units on the team, you get that. Guaranteed follow-up attack and defense -4, as long as she initiates. If the number of flying allies within 2 spaces is greater than or equal to 2, again, very easy to do. It's like a triangle attack, right? So you have 3 units on the team as long as you're within 2 spaces. And honestly, if you're within 2 spaces, you probably want to be in order to get the goads or the wards or whatever else. And unit initiates combat, so the same thing. She's going to be strictly player phase. I mean, that's really going to be her role. Unit attacks twice. So that means she's going to be having a brave effect. When it says unit attacks twice, that means it's a brave effect. So that means that she's going to be quadding. She's going to be quadding regardless of speed. So that's the ridiculous aspect to this, is that it doesn't matter what her speed stat is, as long as you're meeting the conditions for the flyer team arrangement, she is going to be quadding. And that's absolutely amazing. Like, that's phenomenal. Which also means that, there's no HP restrictions or anything here. So ultimately, it's a 16 might quadding weapon if you put Desperation on her B slot. I already see that she has a dual chill skill on her B slot, which is very, very strong. Don't get me wrong. But for her, if you had Desperation and she was within Desperation range, that means that she would be quadding with impunity. She wouldn't even have to worry about anything really, about her speed stat, like debuffs, anything like that. She wouldn't have to worry. That's reposition for the special, mirror impact for the A slot. It gives attack +6 and res +10. Not really feeling the res. Not really sure why she has mirror impact over anything else, but so be it. That's fine. It might be that she has high res, in which case maybe a good special for her is going to be Iceberg, and then mirror impact will further amplify Iceberg. If she's going to be quadding anyway, she's going to be getting Iceberg off in her first attack, so maybe that's kind of the logic there. I'm not really sure. Chill attack speed 2 at start of turn, attack and speed -5 on foe on the enemy team with the highest attack plus speed total. Chill skills are awesome. Dual chill skills, even better. Again, it's more of a team assist, because it's not it's not affecting just her. Everybody takes advantage of it, which means it's probably a skill that's better suited to somebody else, to be honest, because I think there are certain B-slot skills that she can really utilize and take advantage of, or all three of them, I should say. And then Goad Flyers for the C slot. It's kind of a callback to the fact that Palla is the original Goad Flyers source in the game. She's always had Goad Flyers since day one in the game, and we've loved her for it. I mean, she's awesome for it. So kind of a little callback there, and Goad Flyers remains an excellent skill to today. So yeah, Palla's a beast. I mean, this is amazing, and this isn't even taking into account her duo skill or what her stat line is going to be. Again, it doesn't matter technically what her speed stat is going to be. Now, of course, there are going to be skills that cancel out the effects of her White Down Spear as well. So, I mean, it's not, guaranteed is not guaranteed when you have other things that guarantee the opposite, right? But still, all the same, the fact that she can do this regardless of what her speed is pretty amazing. So let's keep going, and then it's nice because in this trailer they actually decided to show us what the duo skill does, like straight up to show it, which is a blessing for me because I am notoriously bad at deciphering what the duo skill is, so I really appreciate that. So unit and adjacent flying allies can move 1 extra space. Okay. A unit can also move 1 extra space even if adjacent ally is not a flying ally. Okay, so it's just reinforcing that even if she has a unit next to her that's not flying, it doesn't matter. It still affects her. She will still be able to get an extra movement space. That's brilliant. That is so good. At start of odd number turns, if duo skill has already been used, unit can use duo skill again. What? Wait, so at start of odd number turns, if duo skill has already been... So she gets her duo skill back every odd number turn? So every other turn, she can use the duo skill and get additional movement. That's so good. I mean, that is so good. Especially in light of the fact that the condition for her special or her weapon is that you're adjacent to your flying allies, or not adjacent, within 2 spaces. That makes it incredibly easy to navigate this, because that means that you're giving your flying adjacent allies this buff, and they can very, very easily be within 2 spaces of Palla when she's attacking and get all of those conditions met. So this is extremely strong. And that means that you should be activating. Not that like you can't activate it. There's no reason not to activate it every even turn, basically, or odd turn. It doesn't matter. I mean, just use it. I mean, you don't have to save it. That's really kind of, I think, the big thing here. Obviously, duo skills are only usable in the hands of players. So in terms of like ether rate defense traps and things like that, duo skills not going to take effect. It's not going to come into play at all. But nonetheless, I mean, she has an amazing kit for ether raid defense as it stands. She doesn't even need her duo skill for that. It's just that the duo skill does enhance her abilities in a player's hands, which is what, again, I've said many times before, I think that's what you want. Rather than having, like, the AI, like, control everything and, be able to sweep stuff. They're trying to get away from, like, these AI traps that just have overwhelming power. Give more power to the player in how they're manipulating and using a character. So yeah, look, she's quadding, which I'm sure she would have outsped the Sword Knight anyway, but that's amazing. So, Paralog Story, the start of it all, again, features all of these child units, which is fun, and then Child Minerva, who will also be free, I'm guessing, so that is pretty neat. So no colorless units on this banner, which is interesting to note. Again, Marth being the 4-star focus on the banner, paired with Caeda. So again, if you're going for Caeda, Marth will be there in the back waiting to get summoned. Honestly, this banner is really strong. Even Marth, even the 4-star focus unit that is an infantry sword unit, is good. He's not, he is, I think, handicapped by the fact that he is an infantry sword unit and a 4-star focus unit, so his kit isn't full. And again, everybody has 4-star, everybody has red sword infantry units, filling their barracks is brimming with them. So, people are not starved for choice there. But that being said, he has 2 very powerful uninheritable abilities on him, and he's going to be an easy merge project for people that want it. Caeda is miss effective damage. She has effective damage on the majority of the units in the game, which is kind of absurd. That is actually pretty amazing. Depending on what her stat line is going to be, I'm sure it's going to be good. She's a force to be reckoned with for sure. Merric, kind of a dark horse, but he really pulled it out. I mean, his tome is phenomenal, along with the wind sweep. The things that he can do, he can dish out that damage and prevent taking damage, and do it with impunity. Palla is phenomenal. The Sisterly Trio actually has so much unique stuff going for her. A lot of just fun stuff too, like having additional mobility as a part of that duo skill, having all of those flyer-oriented things attached to her weapon. It's gotten me excited being a flyer enthusiast in that I've kind of wanted things like that for a really long time, like flyer exclusive stuff, flyer increased movement ability. Like I was secretly hoping that with Brave Camilla, like she would have some increased mobility options or increased movement tile skills or whatever. That didn't obviously happen, but we do have it with Palla here, and this is one of the duo units that I'm like super excited for. So again, I'm lamenting that it's the child version of Palla, but nevertheless, I do love Palla, and I love what they've done with her. I will probably be trying to summon for her on this banner, and that is probably going to be my target. So let me know in the comments below who you're going to be summoning for, who your target is on this banner, if anybody. Maybe you'll do your free pull and duck out, or maybe you want them all. Let me know. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to leave us a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more Fire Emblem Heroes content. We thank you all so much for watching and taking time out of your day to spend with us. We really, really do appreciate it. Hope you're all staying safe and healthy out there, dealing with the issues of the world currently, and the unfortunate state that we're in. Hopefully you're all doing very, very well. And until next time, let's protect those skies.